Hello, 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 everybody. Everybody. What's crack? What's up? What's going on? How is everybody doing? Guys, people overseas, people everywhere, kids, adults, calling everybody. So this topic is a weird one, but hear me out. Kids do not know relationships. That is why we get so jacked up in life, guys. This is why we're getting jacked up in life. Hear me out. Yes, kiddos, 2, 3 years old, 7 years old. Yeah, they shouldn't know anything about relationships, right? However, that makes a big impact. Hear me out. I'm drinking my H2O right now. I'm settling in. The sun is setting. It's going to get dark probably by the time I end this video. I kind of want it to be 30 minutes, maybe 30 minutes or so. Because I don't want to ramble too long. I don't want to make it too short, under 15 minutes. Because there's a lot to say, guys. And again, hear me out. Hear me out. Now, when you come to my channel, you do have to be open-minded. You have to be open-minded person. You cannot come to my channel and not be open-minded. We're going to have problems. You're not going to see eye to eye with me. All you're going to do is try to lash out at me for saying these things. So this is just a warning to anybody that is sensitive of the above. Just warning. You know, this is my channel. I speak my mind. I tell it all that I could, and I just speak to the environment, whoever's here. And this is what I have in my mind. Kids don't know how relationships work. That is why it makes a big impact. That's the title of this video. So, what are you saying by this? Well, I'm saying basically when we're kids, everything is a memory. Your dad, your mom, your grandma, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, all that is a memory, guys. And I'm gonna use my other microphone later. I'm gonna try it out, see how it works. I'm trying different microphones, by the way. So all these people have impact on you when you're a kid. You're grown up. You really don't know much about relationships as a kid. Nobody's telling you anything. So you're growing up. Maybe your parents don't get along. Maybe your parents are struggling financially and they don't financially can't support each other with supporting a kid. Not only just one kid, there's multiple kids, but for right now we're going to talk about one kid, because you could say, oh, beyond world, and what about people that have 3 kids, blah blah blah. We're not talking about that. I'm gonna just talk about one kid for right now. You know, y'all can think of whatever y'all want. Y'all can brainstorm whatever y'all want. But like I said, this is my channel. This is what I'm saying out loud. And if you agree, that's totally fine. If you feel uncomfortable, again, click it off. So constantly we have parents that, again, don't get along with each other. Maybe one tends to cheat, whoever it is, the dad or the mom just doesn't like the dad anymore, or the dad doesn't like the mom anymore. And it happens so much, and they call it broken family. It's a broken family. Now, there's many types of broken families, guys. There's many types. There's types from either the mom passing away and the dad being the only parent, or the dad passing away, the mom being the only parent. There's types of another broken family where it's like your mom and dad couldn't get along, so therefore now you got to live with your grandparents. There's types of broken families of, oh well, you have to go live with mom, and then next year you live with dad, or this other year you live with this, you know. And there's types of broken family where it's like the dad and the mom are constantly working, trying to pay bills, but don't have time for their child, whatever the child is. Because there's probably a video for another day, guys, but children do go through stages like we do in life. And yeah, we were children once. What do you mean? I'm talking about we as an adults, we go through multiple changes in life, through multiple jobs, through multiple relationships, yada, 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 you know, animals, multiple things. So kids go through that too in that little time frame that they're living with you. Yes, we're going to talk about teenagers, blah, blah, blah later on. But if you see a child going through a broken family, you kind of are like, feel sorry for them, but you can't do much. I'm telling you guys, the sun is setting so fast. I've been here like 6 minutes and it's already going all the way down. And it's 5:09 right now. 5 o'clock still. It's still 5 o'clock. So, yeah, I just, all the time, I think about it. And then now, when you get older in life, like I'm age around 30, you start to realize maybe kids should know how relationships go. Why? Because obviously, if I grow a family and I'm at my age around 27 and I have a kid, I want the best life for the kid. But however, I may not like my significant other no more. It happens when it slides off. I have no idea. There is true love sometimes. There is true love where they dedicate themselves to that person only. But sometimes we will go through relationships a lot during this season. And you know, sometimes you don't really like your significant other no more. But you have a kid and you don't know what else to do. Like, what the heck you gotta do? So you don't want that kid to have a broken family. So that kid still will remember kind of y'all trying your hardest to be together. Trying your hardest, the fights. You tried to fight under closed doors, like in closed doors. You're trying to whisper fight, not to fight in front of the kid or whatever. A lot of parents do that. I don't want to fight in front of my kid, and I know I hate my significant other, and we just don't get along. We don't see eye to eye anymore. And the significant other, probably they've been with the significant other for like 5 years, 6 years, and they just don't see eye to eye anymore. And you're like, but the kid will still realize that you tried your hardest. So when that kid grows up, they can also probably do the same thing. And then life goes in a repeat. However, if you're a kid coming from a broken family, just completely destroyed, and your parents left, you're raised with your grandparents or whatever, now all you can think about is when you have a child, you want to do the same thing. You don't want to have a broken family. You see how life just repeats? It just repeats. Either you come from a broken family and then you raise your kids not to have a broken family, and you try your hardest not to have a broken family. But then it's all like, then the person with the not broken family is like, I see my parents, they try to stay together, and then that's when they mess up somehow along the line. They don't ask me how, but they do. And it's crazy to even think about. What is this kid doing? Whew. It's crazy to even think about that too. And it's like, should kids know about relationships and should they know how and why mommy and daddy are not getting along anymore? Because love comes in many forms. Love general. They love, lust, liking. There's times that you can like a person, and actually went over liking and loving a person on season 2. I believe that's when I had talked about that. And it is basically on point. How come kids don't know about relationships? If kids knew about relationships, oh my goodness. If kids knew about relationships, which I know they shouldn't because they're young, why would you teach a kid about relationships and stuff? Again, that is totally on you, whatever you're thinking about. But if kids knew that not all relationships can have a mom and a dad, or a dad or a mom, or a mom and a mom, or a dad and a dad. And it's so like, not all relationships can last that long for you, for your growing up, your birth. You could have been an accident. There's a lot of accidents do happen, guys. And I said this in my second season too. I think second or third season is about kids are accidents. Most kids are accidents. Sometimes they can be planned, which is great. If you plan your future plan, that is great. But sometimes things happen, and not all families work that way. I I personally came up from a broken family too. I just lived with my grandparents. My dad couldn't keep a household. My mom, she was crazy. She was basically a whore on the streets. And so it's all like, okay, well, grandparents, here you go. A lot of grandparents get stuck with they don't mind. If you ask the grandparents, a lot of the grandparents will be like, no, 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 I gotta take care of my grandbabies. Or they're always talking about grandbabies, blah, 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 blah. That's one of my pet peeves is whenever somebody starts talking about my grandbabies, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh my goodness. It's funny because I think someone said this a while back. Let me go refill my cup. Oh, I'm running out of water. It's funny because I think somebody said it a long time ago on, I think on YouTube channel. They said, and if my children have kids, I'm so glad because they're not actually my kids. I could just take care of them randomly. You don't have to actually physically take care of them. A lot of grandparents are like that too. You'd be surprised they'll spoil and whatnot. But I think that I said all that in my third season. But yeah, so keeping a family is hard in general. You grow older and older, and sometimes you don't feel the same way about the significant other that you're with. And I could say that is totally okay. And you cannot try. I mean, you could try, but the thing is like, how are the kids gonna outcome that? Later in the future, when the kids become 13, 15, 25 years old, how are they going to see that aspect? Like, especially couples that do not want to be with each other, but they're doing it for the kid. They're doing it for the kid. I have seen so many already. So many. And it's typical. It is freaking typical. I don't want to be with this person, but I have to do it for the kid. I have to do it for the kids. Now it's not kid, but now it's kids. It's like, oh, why would you F that person and have another baby with that person and you don't even like that person? Like, there's so many. There's so many out there right now the same way. It's just very typical thing of human nature to like someone or to lust someone and try to be there with them, and then all of a sudden have another baby, but you don't even like them. You don't like that person. You just all of a sudden accidentally have another baby. Okay, let me try this other microphone out. The sun is setting. So let's peek over here. Let me see how this goes. How did this thing get so dirty? I got a new power cord. Oh, what the heck was that? Hold on a second. All right, I can hear some rumbles. Is it gonna work? Oh no, it's not gonna work through this thing. Oh man, I don't think it's gonna work through this. What the heck is all that? Hold on, give me just a moment. Hopefully don't go crazy with me. What is all that noise? Is that a dog? What is that? Y'all hear that? I think that guy's axle locked up. Y'all hear that? I think a guy's axle locked up. Hold on, I'm still trying to. Oh, okay, we're reconnecting. Whew. That guy's axle locked up. And that's what you call the axle. I thought it was a dog or something. Okay, let's see. No, this thing still doesn't work. It's supposed to be an adapter to this. Oh man, I can't use this one. Man. It doesn't work. It don't work. There goes that idea. Here, let me plug in this other one. Okay. What? So yes, guys, I'm not the one to say, oh, I have a relationship, I have kids, say this. I'm telling you from experience that I have seen way too many couples do this. If you can teach your kids how relationships go, and that's the thing about hormones, guys. Kids are going through hormones. Kids will go through mental health stages. You can try your hardest. If your kid is 7 years old, 9 years old, or even 5 years old, you can tell your kid, I don't get along with your dad anymore like I used to. Me and him gonna separate. You can try to see if you can sit down with your child. Sit down with your child and tell them that they no longer want to be with the mom or the dad. A lot of the moms probably would say that, but a lot of dads, they're just like, you know what, whatever, I don't care, it's whatever. Because moms have more hormones, attachment hormones to their child. Oh, most of the time, I can't say my mom because my mom never had an emotional attachment to me. I could say some moms do have an emotional attachment to their child. There's not many relationships that the child is with their dad and the child got custody of their dad with their dad. Usually it's the mom has custody, the mom got child support, blah, blah, blah. Not the woman that has child support. It's just, oh, well, men supposed to have child support, but women are not supposed to. There's some cuckoo mothers out there too. Not all moms are loving. Not all moms would feel that feeling of love for their child. If it's a daughter, if it's a son, and there, you can, like I say, you can always try. And again, this is just a thought out there. I'm not saying, oh yeah, haha, let's try to sit down with my 5-year-old to tell them that, oh, that mom is such of a bad person, blah, blah, blah. You know what's going to do to their mental health? Yes, I know what's going to do to their mental health. That's called growing. So the kid could either A, go crazy in their mind saying, I don't want mommy and daddy to leave. What's wrong with these, people? Like, why are they leaving each other? And they try to question in their head and they lose their mind. When they become a teenager, they just probably want revenge and they just don't like anybody. They could turn out a bad person, a serial killer or whatever. And sometimes you don't know how life is going to react to things. It's just like now, tell your boss you're calling out. What's your boss going to react to? Same thing. How is the kid going to react to that? And mentally, because it's mentally in your brain, you're still learning, you're still understanding. And kids, they don't know that. And they don't really teach that, because whenever kids grow up, when they're kids and they're like 5, maybe 4 years old, they don't think about that. They have little crushes here and there, but they don't think, oh, I actually love this person. I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this person. I'm going to have a big house. I'm going to have babies. I'm going to have kids, 15 kids, blah, blah, blah. They don't really think about all that because they're not in that hormonal stage. They're in that thinking and developing stage. Sun has set it. And, I can't say it even different, but whatever you feel like it does make a big impact on the child. And I feel like, yes, you should try to sit down with your 2-year-old, freaking 11-year-old, 9-year-old. Tell them, don't be shy. Everybody tries to sugarcoat parenting. People sugarcoat parenting so freaking much. People lie to their kids every single day, no matter what kind of relationship you're in. They lie. You're lying to your kids. Maybe mommy's is going out all the time with these people, but maybe mommy doesn't like daddy anymore. Maybe daddy is hanging out with a couple of people. Maybe daddy doesn't like mommy anymore. And what gets me too, and I think I said this on one of my on Instagram, is most broken. What did I say? I think I said something along the lines is relationships get harder and harder when the child becomes 11, 12, and 13. They do. If you haven't seen it, I've seen it, guys. I've seen it. I've seen kids trying to, not kids, but parents trying their hardest, trying to stay together, and the child is only 11, 12, or 13 years old. But they can't do it anymore because they don't like their significant other no more. They don't like them no more. You know how many times I've seen that? It is kind of typical to me in my part. And that's why I'm more into relationships right now, because of that factor. Like, everything is typical. Y'all just don't see it. The way relationships are working now is typical. The relationships that people have is typical for me because I've seen it all. No matter if it's an abusive family, no matter if it's a person that's getting assaulted by their own father, like a daughter, I'm not going to say anything else but about all that, but everything is kind of typical. and you can see it, and it just rotates the same way. And that's what the part of being human is about. And sometimes I do get in that loophole where, like, dude, is this life? Is this life? And that's how I had one of my like about months ago, I had a panic attack because I couldn't with life. And I wish I had YouTube just to vent out, because you just see the same thing over and over. Not only your job, 9 to 6, and seeing the same thing over, but life in general is a repeat. You know, all the time they want to cut grass on a Monday. And it's like, what the heck? Everybody wants to go out on the weekends. What the heck? Everybody washes their clothes on a Sunday. What the heck? Everybody's got to go to church on a Sunday too. It's like, what the heck? Oh my God. It's a nightmare. Life is a nightmare in general. So again, kids should know how relationships go. It will go so much smoother if you can talk to your child and tell them that, you know, I'm gonna divorce your dad. These are the options. Or yeah, mostly like, I'm gonna divorce your mom, and these are the options that we're gonna have. Of course, the options are gonna be like, you spend time one week with this person, you spend time with grandma, and then you go to grandma's house, and then maybe you do here. Like, there's going to be a lot of options for the child, but in the meantime, you're saving your own mental health as well. You might be destroying your own child, but that's the thing. When you destroy mentally everybody around you, like, okay, let's say your kid is over here thinking like, oh, mommy, daddy are fighting again, blah, blah, blah. That's mentally doing stuff to their brain. Instead of talking it out, saying, okay, a lot of the kids, especially when you're groups of kids, you got like 3 kids and y'all start fighting, y'all can't just say, okay, we're calling quits, all right? And one kid is 19 years old trying to figure out what they're going to do in life. Other kid's 10 years old. The other kid is 3 years old. And you're over here like, I can't live with you anymore, and we're always having fights. They're going to separate the kids all over the place. And the kids are the one involved into the relationship, like, oh, okay. Because again, not only are you in a relationship with the significant other, but you're in a relationship also with your kids. So your kids are involved. That's why a lot of the times I've always seen that happen with kids. It's one of my pet peeves. One of my pet peeves. And you know, I constantly go over the fact, like, if the person didn't have kids, oh, they would be straight out there. They wouldn't even be with that person. Hands down. And I have met one person say the same thing. Oh, definitely. If I didn't have kids with him, if I didn't have 3 kids with him, I definitely will not be with him at all. And it's like, props to you, but now you got kids, and now you're tied down to actually have a family. And that's a story for another day, guys. Whoo, that's a story for another day. Old grandma's got plenty of stories over here. But I just, I cannot believe how many times I see this. Kids do need to know relationships, not the other side of relationships, where how you make a baby. I'm talking about a relationship and what it takes to keep a relationship: dedication, time, effort, sacrifice, no effing around with other people, just lots of dedication, lots of love and respect, all that to keep a relationship, especially respect for each other. Respect everything in a relationship, especially that. And kids need to know that. Kids need to know how hard it is to be in a relationship. Now they can take it the other way. Broken family, whichever you call it, guys. So yes, guys, this is my little session. The sun has set it all the way. Pacu's sleeping. Kids don't know how relationships work. And that's why we need to sit down with our kid and talk to them. No matter what age group. Teenager is the hardest part right there. A teenager, talking to your teenager that you want to divorce so-and-so, good luck, because they've already lived through 15 years, 16 years of their life with y'all guys. And now y'all want to call it quits. But yeah, so guys, it's something to think about. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. If y'all hear my videos, again, this video is just basically my opinions. Everybody's got their own opinions. Let me know what y'all think. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.